Mitchell Rivers and Keith Dorsey and then Brian Massey of John 3:16. Wow, I noticed that you said you didn't sing in that track, but still the track is so powerful. I mean, just the way it's composed and the way it's written and some of the dynamics in the song really gets your attention. Yeah. Right. So that's just my feedback, but I mean, please share your inspiration behind that song again, because as I say, that was really wonderful.
Okay, so I'm a writer-producer, and I did the songs, and some songs I wrote, and I actually wanted a preacher to do this song, and I never found a preacher to do it. And it's being that I sing the songs first and record it as a guide, but not as a great singer, and give it to the artist. Then I was left with that song, and I didn't ever get the preacher to do it. So a girlfriend of mine, said it didn't sound bad, and she let her nephew hear it. He was like her grandson. He's like 18. You know. He said it don't sound bad at all. And they said I should keep my voice on it. So I didn't find the right singer, so I left it on. And now I'm doing part of the album, but things happen because it's the will of the Holy Spirit, you know. And I couldn't get the artists, you know, that I really did the better songs to perform, because they had their own project and going on tour. So now, as a result of me being on this album, I even put my picture on the front because I wanted to do the cross, but I couldn't put the cross without holding it, and they told me I had to look forward. So the way it happened, it was the will of the Holy Spirit for it to happen that way. And now that I performed on the album, and I wasn't given advice by the J. Dibbs that I should say it's BYRON Massey's project, and I was stuck, you know, where I had to do shows, and everything, and be out in the forefront. And then I say, oh, he didn't tell me that. So now I'm stuck. And the song gets signed to an independent label, and I'm stuck, and I have to do shows. However, the Spirit made it happen that way, because when the CD got to Mitch Rivers through a comedian, Johnny Brown, that enabled him to be able to promote it. You know, if you have no one performing, you understand. Right. So the Spirit made it happen. I don't know. I always answer the call of what the Spirit wants. I don't know if the Spirit wants me to continue to be an artist, performer, writer, but I'll find out in the near future.
Absolutely.
But maybe it was meant to happen until the next album, because I'm pretty much certain that I'll get some singers that'll be available to perform at least 2 or 3 of my best songs, you know, that most people like. So it was the will of the Spirit, and we'll see what happens next. 'Cause, like I said, when I write the songs, all I do is come up with the idea, and it seems like the Spirit just does the rest. And I never know how the song's going to sound, whether it's going to be slow, fast, whatever it's going to be. The Holy Spirit comes in. But as I always tell everyone, you have to do your best and be committed to the will of God. Or whatever you're doing, going to college, do your best. And then the Spirit will come inside. Absolutely. The Spirit will not come inside if you're not half-stepping and not that motivated, or doing it for money or some other reason, you know, for fame or egotistic, or, you know. So you got to be committed, and so then the Spirit will come inside.
Yeah, that's very good.
And work with interesting, you know? Because, you know, if I'm understanding you correctly, basically if you focus on the cause and the motive of the cause, and you are, especially when you're in the business of doing God's work, trying to get messages out and trying to create different ways for messages to be received. Yours was so organic and pure, just to hear the ideal that you were not trying to gain anything other than do a composition, and then it just so happens to be that God positioned you as the artist. And without your narrative, I don't know that it makes a whole lot of difference as far as the final product, because of the richness of the song and how it was composed. So I want to commend you for that and say thank you, because you know, you had the right intent, the right ideal, and then God, He just did all the rest, is what I'm understanding.
Absolutely right. That's what happened. The Spirit does the writing for me. It just comes inside, and that's it. And if I'm driving over the road, it's the greatest experience if I, get inspired with a song. I don't realize I'm tired. I could drive forever. It's amazing, and it's the greatest thing. I wish it could happen all the time so I could get places I need to go.
So you just look up, and 1 minute you start, and the next thing you know, you're there.
To everyone, whatever they're doing, do the best you can. From what I understand, the will of God, it says even if you sweeping floors for a living and working at McDonald's, do the best you can. And because God, honors that He doesn't. You shouldn't waste your time. And I could give them an example. Suppose you be in McDonald's or you sweeping floors for a living. You're doing your best and smiling and happy because you got other goals, or you believe in God and you understand what you could get uplifted. Someone could come in that place, a millionaire, and look at you smiling happy, doing a great job. It might be a millionaire and ask you, hey, would you like to come work for me? As a janitor. See what I'm saying? But if you cursing and going crazy and saying stuff and acting, sneaking around and sleeping on the job, it's not gonna. It won't be a good. You